Sorry about that. There we go. Hello everyone, it's Xcal Streaming, and today we're streaming the Xcal Racing's Last Stand 300 feature event. Here we go. We're gonna throw the new link in there as I had to restart the stream, and as it was having issues with bit rate and such. So there we go. So we're currently viewing the 20th person in our practice. We have about 5 minutes left in our practice, and then we'll get to our gridding. I will take a short break. I will be back here and within a minute, and we can go over Xcal Racing rules and procedures. Okay, everyone, sorry for that short delay. We are now currently viewing the 14th driver of Ryan Soper. He has currently been fairly decent in a lot of his latest races ever since he's got done with the suspension from Xcal. But now we're viewing results. I have to get my results in so I can kind of figure out who's starting and where they are starting at, because I still need to know. I haven't actually looked at the starting grid yet. I decided to stream. So, show flags, there we go. Hide all, there we go. So, we're now viewing the 12 car of Kenny Tripp. I believe that's Kenny Tripp. Let me get my driver's thing open, just for everyone to see. There you go. That was the 26th place car. Currently, the 2 car though of Benjamin Eden. Currently on the grid to start P17. So now we have Tyler Batchelder here. He's currently graded to start P32 after gaining a provisional entry. And there we go. So now we are currently just muling these cars, making their way around for the last minute of practice. And then we will talk about our stuff, but we'll have 1 minute, and I will go over the starting grid. 1 minute. Okay, we are back for what is hopefully to be the last delay of this event. So now we're currently finishing our practice session, and then we'll be able to go over our starting grid for the event. Okay, we're gridding. So there we go. There's our drill driver thing. So starting on what is hopefully pole position, let me get that set up, is Octavio Rondoletto, followed closely by Luke Turpin, if it's setting this up right. Let me go to Octavio Rondoletto. It's my first time about doing this, so sorry. Here we go. Octavio, followed by Luke Turpin and the pace car. No, that's not the pace car. V, Control V. Sorry about this, it's having issues. Still, I'm not quite sure why. There we go. Followed closely by Kenny Tripp, and then Pedro Jose Luis Bywans. William Karp is starting P5, followed by Brandon C. Varney. Derek Colson starts P7th, and then Tyler Batchelder will round out the top 8. We have Jordan Banbinger, and then Josh Rogers. And then after that, the field is starting to roll, and it's going to be all messed up. So there we go. There's your top 10. So now, we're going to wait for the field to grade. So, and this is going to be our one of two pace laps. Could be more. I believe it's just going to be 2, though. Can't see of any reason why I have more. So we're going to have our little ticker. There you can see your top positions, but it's not going to be fixed until we start. Hence, I will not be putting it up until we start. Here's the ends of your positions, though. You have Josh Rogers, Jose Yandino, P12, Mark Royce and John Friday, P14, Greg Holes and Patrick Sullivan, P16, Ryan Soper and Johnny Beast rounds out your top 18. Jeff Edgar and John Schwartz is your top 20. Stephen Rex, Arthur Hendren, Travis Stuka, Ron Walters, Mark Cecilia, Collins Booth, Benjamin Ian, Jeremy Leto, Cody Jones, Darren Snyder, Raphael Sempridge, Trevor Birchmere, Denny Ware, Kay Mahahu, P.J. Zeller, Kendrick Cryer, Willem Perry, and Jill Buick were top 10. Here we go. The field goes in the turn number 1. Oh, we got some sort of issue going on the turn 1. However, it seems to be fine right now. Your leader currently is going to be Octavio Rondoletto, and the ticker will be on there. So there we go. There's your driver. And there we go. There goes the field. This is the battle for P26. John Schwartz is battling around. Oh, PJ Zeller goes up the track in the 00 machine. Now we're taking a look at Patrick Sullivan in 16 car battling Jeff Edgar in the 7, with Ryan Soper quickly following behind. Octavio Rondoletto is still leaving everyone in the field. And that's just going to be the way it's going to be for the first 2 laps. Sorry, first 3 laps of this 300 lap event. Ryan Soper is now battling the 45. The car there, I don't quite remember who drives that machine. Oh, we got the 48. He's slow. 48 of Jordan Bambinger is slow, and you will have contact into the wall. Not much is going on there. There's Jose Yaldino. And now we're just going to continue with the battle. Ahead of us, Jordan Bambinger. He's now P24th after being slow on the backstretch. And we're just going to go back to there. So I'm kind of disappointed with the RTVO race It's the app that I use. I'm starting this off real quickly here. I'm saying again, I'm not the best at this. My first race actually broadcasting, so you know, I'm a little bit slower at this. There you see the 13 of Darren Snyder. And he's on he is currently P21. So that's a decent position. I believe after starting P30. Start standings. Octavio Rondeletto is still P1 after now leading the first 8 laps, followed quickly behind by Luke Turpin. Let's go all the way back up to Luke Turpin. And then Kenny Tripp, P3. Pedro, who he's by one's top 5. And then here's and finish up your top 5 is Brandon Varney. So currently, Octavio Rondeletto is leading Luke Turpin by a good amount, and don't quite know how that's gonna go. So far, it's looked pretty good. So I'm not quite sure what this is here. Controls. So that goes that, but I really want to go get my other driver's panel. But to do that, I will be right back with this. So currently, we're still green, as I'm just trying to make sure everything is still good to go. I have to do a fresh install of this app real quick, so give me a second here, as I will shut down the app I was using. We're still under green flag conditions here. Octavio Rondeletto is still leading the field. He has this entire race, and that's just gonna be the way it's gonna be. It's come a fairly strung out field already with everybody. There we go. Give me a second here. I've already got it all set back up. We're just gonna have to go there and the XE. There we go. We're gonna be able to get this back going here. Sorry about that quick technical issue. We have Octavio Rondeletto still P1. And still don't have my drivers, but that's alright. We will get that done. See, the Luke Turpin has caught back up to Octavio Rondeletto, as Octavio Rondeletto has just been getting caught back up to now by Luke Turpin and really the 12 of Kenny Tripp this entire race. See the 2 car of Benjamin Eden. A bit slower there on the back stretch now. And he's going to be one of the first cars to be lapped by Octavio Rondeletto. So Octavio goes around the outside to lap 2 cars, the 66 of, I believe, Kendrick Cryer and Ben Eden. Sorry about this. I'm still trying to, like I said, I'm still trying to figure out why my other panel not working. So it's hopefully all sorted out by now, but that's just gonna be the way to go. And you're gonna be able to see the action that is about to unfold for this full 300 laps here. Once the ticker decides to restart and everything else does, except it won't, because I have to restart the app yet again. Fun technical issues. There we go. So we're still at lap 19 of 300. Octavio Rondeletto has led all laps so far. And ticker is going to keep on going. We have now all well, we have most of the drivers on the field. As of now, we had a scratch early, before the race started of Raphael Sempridge. He was supposed to start P31. He did not start the event. So, due to reasons that he could not just get onto the event. Oh, we have two of them spun around on the backstretch there. That race control has not yet thrown the yellow. It looks like the guy straightened it back up, but I just happened to notice that watching the leaders try to battle it out. Yeah. Continue to watch that situation there. But since race control did not throw the yellow, we're not going to go and review that. Now, the 062 is now being lapped by Octavio Rondoletto, who's put on a charge so far on the entire field. And I've not done any testing myself to figure out how long we can run on fuel. So, we just have to see. As all the drivers so far has just been putting on a show for us to watch now. Now, you have Octavio Rondoletto now being, again, caught up to now by the 454 of Luke Turpin. He's got right up to his rear bumper now. Couldn't do much on a quarter exit there. So, we're going to have to see what that's going to do. So, oh, we have some more contact with the wall. That situation is under control. And now the 78 of Octavio Rondoletto has kind of had a drive that, well, Octavio Rondoletto is fairly normal. He's been the class of the field most of the time since he's got back into, since he's been in the Xcal. He's been pretty much the class of the field. If you don't know, my first race actually streaming here. So if you're just new to watch Xcal, here it is. You got some names in here that you aren't gonna want to forget because you're gonna hear them quite often. There's Luke Turpin, one of the other champions in Xcal. Octavio Rondoletto, just for the record, I believe has not won a championship, but I do know Luke Turpin is a champion, and he's won many Xcal events this 2020 season. As this is the last event in the 2020 season, there isn't really anything for points. It's just for fun and trying to get Xcal restarted back to 2021. As Octavio Rondoletto still putting on a drive on the field as the 66 now. He's getting lapped yet again. And the 66 went up in the wall. We got two reckoning in front of the leaders there. They got it straightened back up and they're going straight again. But the 66 of Paul Coleman Jr., sorry. He has been, as the 78 of Octavio Rondoletto has just been catching up to a lot of traffic. There's 37 of Art Hendren. Don't pull out of the way, let the leaders by. Now the 96 of William Perry. I haven't heard of him, so the last few weeks, so I assume he's going to be a newer driver to Xcal. He's getting lapped now. At first lap down. Let's put up a fight on the leaders. He's trying to give Octavio the high side, which allowed Luke Turpin to get up side by side with Octavio Rondoletto. Now Octavio still trying to battle as the door going into turn number 3. Octavio down to the inside. The outside to the advantage line now as the 20 of Jose Gaudino is also trying to get out of the way for the leaders. Octavio Rondoletto is cleared to Luke Turpin yet again. But going into turn number 1, he's getting still be held up by William Perry there. As Jose Gaudino just getting out of the way for the leaders. He doesn't want to have any part in this, and he just wants to run his own race. Now Octavio Rondoletto is trying to make a move down to the inside now, and indeed he does make the move down to the inside. Now we'll be able to clear him. That's what his issue was before. He has not quite cleared him, and still hasn't cleared him. He clears him to go into turn number 3, though, and he's also lapping the 85 of Ryan Soper. As Ryan Soper almost gets into the wall, he gets out of it just in time, though. Now, Octavio, with all his traffic now, has got a pretty good lead on the entire rest of the field here. He's got a good lead on Luke Turpin. As Luke Turpin gets back up to his rear bumper now, as now Octavio Rondello has to navigate around the 87 of... the 87 and the 45. The 45 is Tyler Batchelder. And I'm not quite Traffic Suko. I think I made that mistake more than once today, so sorry about that. 45 is Travis Suko. And now Octavio Rondeletto is battling. And still having technical issues with my personal standings board. So, there we go. The ticker will be back up there shortly. There it is. As now I'm trying to put up my overlay that tells me all my stuff I need to know. Or still, it's not quite working. As the 78 has got a decent gap on now the 454 of Luke Turpin, who was recently just signed by Aaron Hillbush on his team for the 2021 season. Octavio Rondeletto now is on his own. He helped build his own team up now. And as they're racing really too wide in many places around in front of him now, they have to be very careful to figure out where he needs to dissect this traffic. Oh, we got someone in the wall. The 84 of Jeremy Leto up in the wall. He's going to be first of this field pack to get lapped by Octavio Rondeletto. Now Octavio is going to lap the 06 as the 454 is just kind of following Octavio. As we got one spinning around in front of Octavio, the 01 of, I believe, Kyle Streichars. Still green flag as he got going straight, but we have confirmed that was the 01 of John Schwartz is now the one who was spinning in front of the field. And we said we have one pitting, and they're racing very, very aggressively in front of Octavio Rondeletto. He's going to have to be careful, make sure he doesn't get any... he doesn't injure that car in case something happens in front of him. Not saying it will, but it could at any point in time with how aggressive these lap cars are racing. The 454 is actually at Pat's now. I don't know why I keep saying 36 on the little rolling bar thing, but I can confirm that none of there we don't want the results, we want the ticker. Anyways, 36. I have nothing to know about that, but Octavio Rondeletto, he's still here. He's still leading the race. I do know that for sure. As the 15 is getting lapped out by the 78, and now, the 04 gets a little sideways in front of him. Next to him, he gets lapped now by the 78 as they're starting to become more and more getting ready to pit. So that maybe tells me something here, but I'm not quite sure myself, so I'm just going to kind of sit back and watch this event. So I'm still quite not sure why I can't see all my information and stuff I like, but as you got contact, the 78 hits the back end of the 05 now. The 78's not going to make it go 3 wide of Octavio Rondeletto. He's not going to make it 3 wide. He's just going to kind of sit back and try to get around all his traffic as the 12 now of Kenny Tripp gets side by side now. Or he almost gets side by side. Now he is side by side with the 78. As the 78 of Octavio Rondeletto is just trying to get around traffic. The 12. The 78 is on the non-preferred line. 12 is on the preferred line. 12 gets a nose on the 78. The 12 clears the 78. 12 to the lead. As the 062 Oh, we got them spinning in front of Octavia Rondeletto. We got the 5 Coulson. Yellow's out for that incident. I believe Octavia Rondeletto is now second. Yes, he is. He's being scored in second place now. We're gonna have to see how that all got started. I saw the 05. I saw the 5 car spinning in front of the leaders. Just so happens I have to go find the 5 car in my list of cars. So it was the 5 of Derek Coulson. So that's not the car I wanted to see. I want to go to Derek Coulson. Oh, doesn't seem to be working. 5. Derek Coulson. I did see him spinning in front of the leaders. Still, I'm trying to get word of what happened. We're going to go and click hide there. So now we can go back and see what happened there. So going into 3, it sees here. Oh, see that little contact with the 52 just kind of sent him around and got spun around again. That's really what caused that issue. It's just the 5 got kind of turned twice by the 52, and I can see race control going to be penalizing the 52 for that incident. But now we're under yellow. Let's see if pit stops. Yes, pit stops have happened already, and they're actually currently underway. The 78. Just gonna see who's all on pit road. The 7's not. The 96 off. He's on his way down pit road right now. There's 87 of Aiden McConaughey. Hey, he is now off. Same as the 37. Got a lot of them taking the waves around now, or maybe that they're pacing. I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure myself. We could know, and we're gonna see. Hopefully, I can get a decent thing going on here. I'm gonna sorry about this to make it a little bit easier on myself. Octavia Rondeletto has assumed the lead, and the 52, I believe that is going to be the 52. Let me make sure. Mari Zulia. Yes, the 52 was penalized a lap for that incident, and as it should be. Still not quite sure. Reload theme.
Holding 1 to go.
The race control is going to be holding all of the current issues as the grid is all messed up right now. I'll get the ticker back out as the ticker is now broken again. Sorry about that, but as we're under yellow, we're not going to be missing much. I'm going to go back up to the leader now. And oh, well, that was the end of the replay. We were still in replay mode there. But now we're currently where we're supposed to be. Race control is holding the yellow, as you can hear on the race control yellow audio, as the 062 got somehow spun around and under the pace laps. Not quite sure as that happened, as the 2 car is letting many cars by. Now it figures out where he's supposed to be. But the leader is Octavia Rondeletto. And as race control is probably going to hold this for another yellow or two, or another lap or two, just so when they can get the grid filled out perfectly. And then all those cars have to go around the pace car in front of Octavio until he gets to the pace car. So they can at least count 5 of them.
Not going, called off.
Okay. So now the rest of the field's just gonna have to go around and catch the leader. Let's go see. I saw the 37 of Art Hendren. He's one of those last cars catching up to the grid. So to see how where he kind of ends up at, and then that should be about where we need to go. So as Art Hendren is now making his way around the field. He's the last car that has to kind of get gridded up. Then we'll be good to go. But there you go. Race controls held it for another at least right. So we're about 2 to green, and that should be about where we should be good to go from there. So if you're in the chat, just kind of see chat up in the chat. We'll see if we can pick out a few comments to respond to here during these yellows. But currently the leader, as it stands, is going to be Octavio Rondaletto. Sorry again for that intruding overlay. But had to be what had to be. Now race control has held it for another at least 2 laps now, so I don't quite see the reasoning behind this, but maybe he does. There's many reasons why he will be doing such a thing. Maybe he sees an issue, maybe he doesn't. Who knows? Currently, Octavio Rondaletto, Luke Turpin, PDJ Zeller is the top 3. Pedro Huiz by ones, and Josh Rogers is top 5. So let's have to see if that's how it stands. But you know what? I think I have one last shot here. This pace car is off. I'm gonna try to do this one last time there once the yellow comes back out. But as it stands, green flag is out right now. Octavio Rondaletto rockets away from the field. And at turn number 1, he's side by side now with Luke Turpin. Looks like it, and as Octavio Rondaletto now does clear the Luke Turpin as they go in the turn number 3. They're really the 2 to watch. Luke Turpin goes down the inside of Octavio as he almost gets up into him. Octavio will lead the first lap after yellow, followed by Luke Turpin. Now, as they go into turn number 1 now, Luke Turpin still chasing the rear bumper of Octavio Rondaletto. Here they go into turn number 3 now. Turn number 3, Luke Turpin can't make anything happen. It looks like that he got really good when it came to lapped cars, as Octavio got really slowed up by lapped cars as someone hit a wall behind him. Or at least got up into the wall. Who knows if they hit it or not. Octavio still being chased by Luke Turpin now, as it looks like Octavio is starting to get a little bit more of a gap on Luke Turpin. I say that as Luke Turpin gets right up to him. Got one coming down pit road right now. Not quite sure who that is. But Luke Turpin is now about a car length away from Octavio Rondaletto. Make it a little bit less than that. Because going back into turn number 3, it looks like Luke Turpin might have a better car in the turn 3. But Octavio gets the exit off of 4, and he also has a better car going in the 1 as it appears right now. So, it's Luke Turpin. I say that as Luke Turpin gets back up to him again. But Luke Turpin just can't get up to him. That's just the way it is. It's been about a car length battle now, as it has been the entire length of the event since the yellow. It's been about 4 or 5 laps at this point. As they're already catching back up to lapped cars now. This may be a factor, as we've seen lapped cars don't play nicely with the 78 of Octavio Rondaletto. And that allows the 454 of Luke Turpin to then again catch up to them. Now, let's just see how this goes. Octavio takes the high side, which you may be wondering why don't they take the inside. Well, the inside's just not the popular line. If you want to see this as a oval, you slow down much more going around the oval. They're going around the inside of the oval, as it's just slower. I don't quite know why. I never really figured out this track up myself. As the 454 gets right up to the bumper of Octavio Rondaletto yet again. Is anything going to happen out of 4? He's going to maintain his space right up to Octavio Rondaletto. And as Luke Turpin tries to make something happen on the inside line, doesn't quite get the run into the corner, and it looks like he's going to lose some space on exit. As this exciting battle for the lead has been this way since the yellow has ended. But now they're catching up to a little few more lap cars. You saw in the camera angle. It's about 6 or 7 lap cars ahead of them. This may, again, play in Luke Turpin's hand, as the lap cars, again, do not play very nicely with Octavio Rondoletto. So Luke Turpin tries to make something happen going back in the turn number 3. Oh, we have one spun around a pit entrance. Not sure what Racing Control is going to do. It looks like he just pulled in the pit road. And that's what he did. Octavio Rondoletto still being chased by Luke Turpin. There isn't much going on as of now. We're just kind of watching this battle, as we do know there's going to be many, many cars that are going to be in the way of Octavio Rondoletto. And that just may be the way of the race. So they go in the turn number 3 now. Octavio still in the lead. I think he's led all but a few laps of this event. I think the lap 2 or 3 laps before the yellow, and then he got back during the yellow. But Octavio Rondoletto still being chased down by Luke Turpin as they catch up to the 20 car of Jose Gaudino. And he's going to give the high side. No. I thought he was giving the low side Octavio. Doesn't look like it, though. As Luke Turpin gets right back up to Octavio Rondoletto. They're side by side going to turn number 3. Luke Turpin gets kind of blocked by the 20 car of Jose Gaudino. As there's many other cars from the past, they're currently side by side, making 3 wide now with Paul Coleman Jr. At 454 had a slide up, had to get out of the gas just a little bit, and that allows the 78 of Octavio Rondoletto to rocket on by. Now, Luke Turpin still trying to make something happen here. It's looked like that. I believe Kenny Tripp has also, not Kenny Tripp. Was it Kenny Tripp? Can't remember at this point. But Luke Turpin and Octavio Rondoletto have really been the ones to watch in this event. Kenny Tripp was the other leader. There's got one spinning on the front stretch there. He's off in the grass. I don't see a reason to throw the yellow quite yet, in case he poses another threat, as caution is out. And I believe it's going for that incident. And let's go back and see what we can learn from this. So, it was going in the turn. So it was the 062 who's been having the best race. So the 062, how to get there? That's the question that now we want to know. The 062. Johnny B. Still trying to fight me there. Oh. Well, that may have been cause of the yellow. I didn't quite see that happening, but let's go watch this, because this was actually. So it looks like this. We have to get a better camera angle on this, but here, let's go get a better camera angle real quick. So let's go to our blimp cam. We haven't brought that out this entire event, but the 77 just got into the back of the 66. 66 backed it up into the other cars, and then all of them started piling on in. You got Kenny Tripp and all that, but the one we saw was the 062 of Johnny B. He got spun down there by the 45. That's not what Race Control was looking at, though. Now we're going to go back live now, as we're going to try to see if we can get this fixed one last time. If we can't, we can't. And we will hope we'll shut off the camera for a second here, as we're gonna have to do some updates to the position of some of those cameras. But so now we got the cars coming down pit road right now. The 062, Johnny B, and there's a lot of them on pit road. It looks like the 454 might have been the first one to get out of pit road. So now we're doing our camera angle fixes. So we're gonna have to do that real quick. We're hopefully not gonna take long at all. We just had a riled pedestrian get in the way. And we just want to make sure that we aren't in his, he's not in our way anymore. So well, we got him out of the way now, and it's looking like that's just gonna be the way it's gonna be there. Race control has let the yellow keep going, as Octavio Rondaletto is no longer. Oh, there's the results. We don't need to see that little slide yet. Again, I'm not the greatest at this, and if you want to talk to us in yellow, feel free to do so. But as we'll try to pick out a few comments here to talk to. We're going to get the ticker back up here now. As Luke Turpin is now leading the race, followed by Josh Rogers, Kendrick Cryer, Patrick Sullivan, Bruce Helmuth. Octavio Rondaletto has gone down to P6. I don't quite know how he got there. Followed by PJ Zeller. I think he may have pitted. Personally, not sure. Then Greg Holes, Jeff Edgar, and Brandon Varney round up your top 10. Now, we're still trying to get the one that us broadcaster likes. We got another pedestrian in the way of the camera, so we'll be back. We'll shoot him off before we can get back to green. Now, race control is. The field looks fairly good. We may have to delay it one last time. We're hoping not, but we may have to here. We'll just have to see how the field does. And that's going to be that, as we got the pedestrian out of the way now. He thought it was a good place to take pictures. Quite obviously was not. As the field goes, the complete lap 82 or 81 out of 300 now. Field goes off in the way as Luke Turpin clears the field by about 2 car lengths. As we had someone make a little bit of contact, still green for the time being. I don't think he had any other issues. I think he just kind of got up into the wall. As the 454 is now the leader, and he's just flown away from the second place car here. And that's just of Kendrick Cryer. It's about 6 or 7 car lengths now. And he's just been gone. Which is crazy to me. How much of a jump he got. So, that's just going to be the way that's going to go. And 454 is just gone away from the field. Now, Kendrick Cryer, he's second place. And we got Octavio Rondaletto, the person who's led majority of the race laps here, is currently Octavio Rondaletto. As I was saying, kind of forgot what I was saying there for a second, but we got back to what we were doing. Octavio Rondaletto now P4, trying to battle the 16 now. Try to get third back. And Octavio Rondaletto on the rear bumper of the 16, he tries to take a little bit higher line. Maybe trying to get a run off of him. I don't quite see the advantage of that line as he does try to go below him. Octavio Rondaletto side by side now with the 16 of, I believe that is Pat Sullivan, as he clears. No, he doesn't clear. He tried to clear, and now he is P3, Octavio Rondaletto. Third place on Pat Sullivan, who he passed. Octavio Rondaletto, he has a long way to go, but There's also a long way left in this race. Let's just hope he has been able to do it. He has enough time to do it. He's been he's been really the leader. Oh, he's a wreck in the front stretch there. One was broadside in the field. Yellow is not out yet for that, as they're still wrecking. Oh, we got the 20 now. I saw the 20 part of that, and we're going to have to go back and see what happened to the 20. Who's now... Oh, we have the 37 upside down for the time being. Now he got right-sided back up, and he just got that car towed. The 20 car, we're going to have to see what happened to him. Of Jose Gaudino. And I saw two separate incidents. I don't know if this was all from the same incident or not, but... So, they're already rolling. We already had the 31 involved. So let's go see if we got a camera angle on the 31. So, oh, not the 7. Let's go back and see if we can find the 31. He wants to keep going back to Jeff Edgar here. Oh, we finally found a camera angle. So the one just gave the 31 no more space. The one got eventually rolled. This is what I saw. And then the 20 car just comes along and gets into the 50. Now, if I were to guess, that would be called on the 1 or the 31. I would much rather see the 1 get it, but who knows. Palomar Racing has said that it is Xcal time, and indeed it is. But we got a bunch of them pitting now, and we have Jeff Edgar, the leader, after some sort of pit strategy. Not personally sure how that happened, but that's great. And I'm still personally trying to figure out how to get this thing to work. It's a new program our the higher ups have given us, and we're gonna have to get this thing reset again. With the restarted cameras now, battery issues. As I might know, again, I'm not the greatest person at this. My first time doing this, so we gotta start slow and work our way. We're not missing much, as there's a lot of wave around cars currently, and we're just kind of cruising. We're just kind of cruising around, as now race control has delayed the yellow one more time at least. Because what do we have here? We have the 06 dropping back. So yeah, the racing control will probably have to delay us at least another 1 or 2 times, because as I can see, the field already is not set up. But we have Jeff Edgar in the lead. I'm not quite sure how that happened, as we're gonna see what's going on with cars ahead of them. So we got Jeff Edgar in the lead, followed by the 61, then the 78. Oh, weird. Then the 78 of Octavio Rondello, the 15, Octavio Rondello's in P4, then Luke Turpin in P5, then P.J. Zeller in P6, the 19, the 08, the 16, and then the 25 are your top 10. So now we're going to have to see this battle for the lead take place, you know? It's going to be an interesting little battle here. As the green flag is back out, off the way the field goes in turn number 1, the 7 car had a huge jump on the entire field. He's going to really be a car to catch after that restart. Now, 78 of Octavio Rondoletto battling the 454 of Luke Turpin. We've seen this battle happen before. Octavio Rondoletto is going to maintain being side by side of Luke Turpin, but just by barely, as the 61 is in his way. It's been an issue getting through traffic for Octavio Rondoletto. He has to get through it fast. As Octavio Rondoletto is now, I don't know why I'm saying Greg Holes. He got Luke Turpin there. So Luke Turpin, this is about for P3 now, as what is it? The 19 got all sorts out of shapes, and now that allows Octavio Rondoletto bodies. The 61 is up in the wall, and it looks like he's figured it all out. And Octavio Rondoletto P4, and the 7 car. Oh, as the 19 gets a little bit of contact with the 00 of PDJ Zeller. As now the leaders are going by to lap traffic, as now the 454 has got up all the way up to the lead. This 7 car is just almost like hit a, what is it, like those banana peels in Mario Kart, I believe it was. It's what it almost seems like, but the real life version of that, as he is now just kind of really slowed down. The 454 has just got up to the lead. Kendrick Ryder is falling back to P5. Now, I'm not quite sure what happened to him, as Octavio Rondoletto is now battling for P3. This is really going to be the battle. See how fast Octavio Rondoletto, if he wants to have any chance at Luke Turpin, he needs to get by him fast, and indeed he does. The 15 of the 15 cars kind of gives the inside lineup to Octavio Rondoletto. He's not the fastest car, but he tried to take away the preferred line, but didn't do much to at all. It's 78. Octavio Rondoletto just drove right by him. Now this has been the two we've seen up on top majority of the night. The 78 of Octavio Rondoletto and the 454 of Luke Turpin, as we've crossed about 1/3 away through this embed. Octavio Rondoletto has to get by all this lap car of 66 of Paul Coleman fast, as the 45 gets all sorts out of shapes. He gets it straightened back out, but Octavio Rondoletto just needs to keep on driving his best now. As that's just going to be the way it's going to be. So now, let's going to see what's the most exciting, as Luke Turpin just been the class of the field. He's going to be going after it, as now the Chase Johnson's going to be battling out. Now the 466 is just kind of slowly getting passed by the field. Well, he's going slow. The field's going by pretty fast about him. If I was him, I think it would be pretty fast. Is now 50 going at the 87 of, I believe it's Aiden McConaughey. 50 trying to get past it. Has passed him and doesn't quite work out. Now he's battling the 48, Jordan Babinger. Jordan Babinger to the high side. The 50, I believe that might be, that I don't quite know who the 50 is. I'm going to have to go get a number check of Mark Roy. Says Octavio Rondoletto is about right in between first and third. There's no, really, that's about as close to the middle as you probably can get to those two cars, but you know, he's not really battling many cars, but Octavio Rondoletto, he just needs to run his race. He's going to eventually get there. I'm not quite sure what the lap times look like or what the delta looks like between the two of them. But that'll be a interesting little predicament, won't it be? So we're still watching interesting battles around the racetrack. It's the 48 of Jordan Babinger, races again with Aim McConaughey. Aim McConaughey to the middle line, just kind of following all those cars around him. as he kind of shuts the door for the 48 now. Oh, the 87 has kind of been making his race. Now here's the 04 car, Danny Ware. He hasn't really had a night that we haven't talked about him at all, I don't think. Now the 50 car to the high side doesn't make any run on the 48 as the 48 gets to the outside of 57. 57 to the inside. The 48 is just going to rocket on by him. Now let's go make a little checkup with our friend Octavio Rondoletto, who's still P2. Getting by Paul Coleman Jr. again. He must have a pretty damaged car after that wreck, because he has just had I think he's now 29 laps down. It's a shame that his night had to end like that, because I don't see him he's much in contention of that race whatsoever. And now Octavio Rondoletto still not really gaining any ground on Luke Turpin, but he's not losing much ground either, it looks like, compared to the third place car. So now Danny Ware still battling it out, and Mark Royce has kind of led the pack. Now he's kind of gotten away from him, as the 87 has just been not giving these cars a hard time to get around them. They've just been giving them a hard time as one gets up into the wall. Not going to be much of any issue though for these cars, as they are pretty much built like tanks and they can withstand a lot, as we got one up in the wall now. But that's just going to be the way this race is going to go. We've got Octavio Rondoletto still not gaining much on Luke Turpin, but now we're going to keep our eyes peeled on that car, because he's been in the caution of the field a lot of the race, with Luke Turpin being very close behind him. He's going to have to hit the go pedal, though, and see if he can make anything happen, because we haven't really seen these cars on a long run. We have once. I haven't really took my notes on Luke. Oh, as we got one on up on his roof. The 5 car of Derek Colson was up on his roof. Race Control has not thrown the yellow yet. But I saw that involved the 66 of Paul Coleman Jr. Who probably couldn't have had a much worse night than what he had. Maybe that engine expired on him. I'm not sure. But we're going to have to mention... The yellow was never thrown about that. Now the 04 and the 5 of Derek Colson, after going on his lid, gets hit again. He's now sliding around. Maybe now we're going to pay attention to what that 5 car is doing, because I might have saw his engine expire. And that car appears not to be under power. But let's see what he does. Yeah, he's not under power. The 5 car, terrible night for him, as he now has to go down pit road and see if he can get that engine repaired. It is now the 78 of Octavio Rondoletto, still not getting on really Luke Turpin whatsoever. The 00 of PJ Seller battling for P3 with Kendrick Cryer. Lap cars, as Kendrick Cryer gets up into the 062. The 062 up in the wall. The 062 kind of gets him strained back out. But we got a few other cars now. They're just kind of battling out everywhere around the track now. You can't really find one single battle, which is, the best way to race. 7 car battling it out now with the 062. 062 gets sideways, gets into the 61. The 06 goes sliding. And they must have gotten shaded back out because there's no yellow yet. Here's Amy McConaughey. Again, it's been the car here. It's been hard to pass this entire event. It's now Octavio Rondoletto. Still not getting much on Luke Turpin, as Luke Turpin is the car to beat in the 454 machine. If you're just joining us, you may not know quite yet, Luke Turpin was signed by Aaron Hillbush and his team for the 2021 season. And he's been now the one that's been leading this event since the last restart, as now he's going to be putting Jeremy Leto down another lap. But anyways, we have one backed up in the grass. That's the 7 of Jeff Edgar. Jeff gets it going again, and he just blends in with the rest of the cars, and hopefully he gets it going better again. So we got the got one going to the pits. Oh, the two cars really, really slow now. We have to see what the two car was. We just happened to see that on our cameras. The two just was practically stopped on the racetrack. Luckily that didn't happen much, but for long. Yeah. So now we have 0-1. Trying to get past the 31 machine now, as they have a lot of cars. You see the 66 again. Slow car, having a fairly poor night. Getting in the way of these cars trying to race it out, but it's just racing. You're going to have some fast cars. You're going to have the slower cars that's been injured at this event, as my ticker decides to do some hopscotch or something like that. I'm not quite sure what that is. But Luke Turpin still leading this event. Octavio Rondoletto following behind just by a little bit, but as we got the 0-1 still battling out now off the 31. And as the 50 car of Mark Royce gets into the 31, it gets it going straight into Eck up again. But now the 0-1, 53 battling it out. 53 to the outside. The 0-1 as the 31 and the 15 are also battling out, so it's like a 2x2 little cube here, as now they all get single file down. So that's just the way that one went. But now 15 going low, the 53. The 53 still keeps it going on the outside. He's able to keep that run going again, but the 15 does about what he did the last corner. He's going to clear him. As the 15 does clear the 53, will he pull up in front of him? No, he won't. 15 will pull up in front of the 53 in time. The 53 gets right back up to the 15. Benjamin Eden. And the 2 machine now, just kind of watching this battle. And as that battle kind of clears out, we're going to check back up with our friend here in 78 of Octavio Rondoletto. Again, leading the race for the much of the first third of the race now. About 2.2 seconds back on Luke Turpin, the 454. As Luke Turpin, the class of the field, just has been having the race that we got one up in the wall. We got the 50 car in front of the leaders, backing it up and going around the 31. The 31. As we got the 50 car gets ran over, and I'm not quite sure what happened there.
Did you happen to get a look at your temps when you're on track right after that caution fell?
Wow. Well, let's just go back and see what happened there. So, the 50 car, the 31 just ran into the 50 like he wasn't there. 50 car just was under braking, trying to get away from the 31. That couldn't happen. So then he goes and backs it up and pulls out in front of the field, which then spun out in front of him in the 04. Wow, what a turn of events that was. But wow. I don't really have much to say about that. Don't quite know how that really is, what's going to happen. But yeah, that's what happened. So Luke Turpin's still in the lead, as now we're under yellow again for this incident. No, we got a couple of them under yellow. Octavio Rondoletto, who did actually go around to lead that lap. This last lap now, filling up his car full of racing fuel. He's got car fuel on up because we're now at lap 134 out of 300. This race has gone by fairly fast. We're about an hour into this right now. So Octavio Rondoletto now pulls off pit road behind the 454 of Luke Turpin. Your leader is... I'm not quite sure who your leader is. Let's go and check it out. Greg Holes. He was your leader. Now Luke Turpin is now your leader yet again after cycling out. And wow, it's just become a crazy race. Again, under yellow, feel free to say something in the YouTube chat there. Us up here in the broadcast booth will pick out a few little comments and questions. You know, feel free to leave questions. That's a cool thing to leave, and then we can answer some questions about maybe how Xcals run or something, or how often they run. Who knows? But for now, currently Greg Coles is scored in 4th place. Luke Turpin scored in the lead, followed by PDJ Zeller, Octavio Rondoletto is a close 3rd. Sorry about that. We're going to have to get that out of the way. Got that up in the way again. But now, just under yellow, the way this event has been run, it's been much more caution-free than our last running of an event here, which may or may not have had a slight issue. But we're going to pull back up the standings as I know they're having issues as PDJ Zeller now takes the lead. So PDJ Zeller takes the lead in the 00 car.
Calls it off.
And Race Control does call off the yellow, or the restart now, because they gotta get this figured all out now here. So there's the 00 car. Let's go back to... He's behind the pace car with 1 to green, which is probably going to be another little, what do you call it? They're going to call off the restart again because we still got cars going around the pace car now. So I'm not quite sure what all happened here, but, you know, it's just what happened. So... Now, pace car is off, and then they called off the yellow again, and it may have been too late, because now the pace car just pulls out in front, goes through the wall, and now the field's trying to figure out what to do. As they call off the restart again, as the field's all messed up now. After that slight issue with the pace cars trying to get caught up back up to PDJ Zeller in the lead. So here's your top 10 as we're here. PDJ Zeller is the leader, followed by Luke Turpin, Octavio Rondoletto, John Schwartz, Greg Holes. His pace car gets past the field finally. Jordan Babinger, Kenny Tripp, Patrick Sullivan, Tyler Batchelder, and Steven Rex. Haven't heard of him much this race. I think this is the first time we're mentioning him having a quite a good run, but he's the first car 1 lap down. And I've called off the restart again as the field's still trying to figure it out. They've had issues getting around each other now and such, but as my Streamlabs decides to open up in front of everything. But we're just going to continue to get this going. And hopefully we can get restarted soon. The pace car just kind of pulled out of the pits after Race Control telling them what to do otherwise, and now everyone's trying to get all figured out and getting waved around, and you know, it's just going to be at least another delay probably or two. Here's the delay. So now PJ Zeller is now in 2nd place with Luke Turpin down the lead. So somehow in all this chaos we had a lead change with now the 7 car also supposed to be in front of the leaders. The 7 car of Jeff Edgar, who is definitely 1 lap down. Now, why this is is unknown. As now Steven Rex is now in P9 and Bruce Hellmouth is now P10, as they got waved around again under all this chaotic issues. As yes, we have confirmed Jeff Edgar is 3 laps down. So that's gonna be an issue. That's gonna be something that Race Control is gonna probably have to look into later on this race. As Luke Turpin is now P3 and Octavio Rondeletto is now P1 going to turn number 1. Octavio Rondeletto is P3 as PDJ Zeller goes into turn number 1 side by side with Luke Turpin. As the 7 car just kind of gets out of the way, he decides it's not his battle. No reason to get caught up in this mess. Now Octavio Rondeletto is caught back up to this 3-car battle here. And really, he's been the one to watch. So let's see how this goes for him. Octavio Rondeletto goes around, or tries to get around the 454 of Luke Turpin. Can't do it this corner. As Luke Turpin's trying to make the move on the 00 of PDJ Zeller. 454 to the inside of the 00 car as Paul Coleman Jr. decides he's going to slow up for the field. Try not to get caught in this mess either. Which is probably a good choice for him being so many laps down. But here they go. The Octavio Rondeletto gets a little bit of contact with the 00 and 00 has to go up the track. Now it's again Luke Turpin and Octavio. They've been again the 2 best cars in the field this entire event. And Octavio Rondeletto is now back up to P2. As Luke Turpin trying to drive away now from the rest of the field. Got a little bit of smoke on turn 1 as Art Hendren is slow. Getting back out to speed now. And it looks like he's gotten out of the way or getting out of everyone's way now as he had some sort of issue that is unknown to us at this time. But Octavio Rondeletto trying to catch back up the 454 of Luke Turpin after having after that restart. He's been fairly good on the short runs. He's kind of fallen off on the longer runs now. So it's going to be interesting to see how this goes. It looks like the 454 can make through of Luke Turpin can make through the traffic just a lot better than Octavio Rondeletto. That's what he's been struggling with this entire race, as we're now almost the halfway through the race. As now Octavio Rondeletto still trying to get up to the leader of the 454 of Luke Turpin. Octavio trying the high side, just trying to catch up, maybe making a better run on him. This doesn't quite work out the way that he has planned. Octavio now back to the high side, trying to make the move. Octavio still to the high side. The 454 is just running about the same line he is, and he's running it just about as good. So they're about a car length apart now, as Octavio might have had a little bit more of the gain on this corner, but it's not much, if at all. It's not going to make any difference. Luke Turpin's still leading. It really looked like he had the car to beat as we're now halfway through the race of this 300 lap event. It looked like Octavio really did have the car to beat in the first third of the event. Now Luke Turpin has stolen the lead and hasn't really given it up during these green flag runs. While he has had to give it up for green flag or if they're in pit stops and yellows, it hasn't been all that much. It's been very minimal, if at all, for Luke Turpin in his last 52-ish laps. Say ish because it's been a few more, a few less than Luke Turpin, or than 52 for Luke Turpin, but he has really been now the new class of the field. As again, 78 trying to get caught back up down to the 454. 454 keeps the high side, and this is just going to be kind of how this battle is going to play out. I have a good feeling. It's either one's going to make a mistake and they're going to get pretty far back, or the other one's going to make a mistake and give up the lead. It's really just how it's going to be played. These people are not people who make mistakes, though, very often, so it's going to be probably a long way to go before we see that happen, as now the 16 just getting out of the way of the 2 leaders now. and decides it's not his issue, not his battle. He wants to go battle his own people where he is. Now, P2, Octavio Rondeletto, kind of started to fall up back now. I think he's just had a very short run car as he now gets into the wall. Octavio Rondeletto. He's going to lose a lot of time on now the 454 with Luke Turpin. And I have a good feeling this is about where this battle is probably going to end. For now. We're going to keep checking back in that battle every couple laps, but I have a good feeling if it's within a second, it's still doable. I think if not, I think we're going to have to wait a little while to see Octavio Rondeletto. Now it's now still within half a second, so it's still doable. As the 454 is trying to. The 454, let's not go to Mark Royce. Mark Royce is no longer doing that. Let's go and go back to our TV cam here now as Octavio, he has now about a 4/10 lead on Octavio Rondeletto. Octavio trying to make something happen. I think Octavio, well, let's just see this real lap. Wow. So what it looks like from here is Octavio can run 3 and 4 much better than Luke Turpin, but Luke Turpin can get him in 1 and 2, and it's really just kind of creating a stall of any time difference. As Octavio Rondeletto had a good jump out of two, but it's not gonna make much of a difference as actually now he has struggles getting out of 4. Man, it's just been a back and forth event with these two, and it's just gonna be the way this may be the way this race is gonna go because they aren't really getting away from each other. As I say that, as the Luke Turpin now starts to gain a little bit more on Octavio. Now they're catching up back up to lapped cars now. Lapped cars may be the issue here. Octavio trying to make something happen before he gets up to lap cars, as we've seen before. He's not been the greatest when it comes to these lappers. But Luke Turpin trying to make something happen as the car in front of him, those two hits the wall just a little bit. It's the 28, I believe, of Stephen Rex. We have confirmed the 28 is Stephen Rex, who is the first car is the last car on the lead lap, and he's about ready to become the first car the 1 lap down. But 454 isn't quite broken the half a second mark quite yet at the start finish line. He's been close, but Octavio's just kind of got back to him, man. But it's a pretty good distance between the two now, as now both of them. There we go. Is now Octavio. Not quite back by half a second there. I think someone got up into the wall. Not quite sure as our cameras started freezing up. But cameras are just starting to freeze up now. Maybe, I think it's because of all the Wi-Fi interference. Maybe everyone's trying to stream on our frequency, They'll try and use that in-track Wi-Fi. Let's try to take pictures of this battle between Octavio and Luke Turpin. Because Luke Turpin still driving away. Oh, as Octavio Rondeletto has actually got up to about 1/10 of a second away from him. He's got right up to his bumper as 28 Stephen Rex hasn't made it easy for Luke Turpin. Now, Octavio, let's see what he's going to do. Luke Turpin to the inside, Octavio to the outside. Octavio has the preferred line. Going out of 2, and Octavio gets side by side now with Luke Turpin. Now, let's just hold on here because Luke Turpin now back up to the lead. And Luke Turpin will maintain the lead at the stripe, not by much, as now Octavio has a nose on Luke Turpin. Was it a tie at the start-finish line? Now we have to check. Let's see if the It's going to go around again. Wasn't quite tight, but now the 78 side by side of Luke Turpin again. Luke Turpin now clears the 78. This is going to be becoming another little exciting battle. As now Luke Turpin is now up on Octavio. Oh, as the 28 gets up into the 5, the 28 and the 5, 28 collects it in the field. And I have to see the yellow come out for that one, if it will. Yellow, not quite out yet. As this battle between Octavio and Luke Turpin just heats up, gets closer and closer. Now it's Octavio starting to fall back again, but there's again more and more traffic in their way. So it's going to be interesting to see how this goes. Luke Turpin still in the lead. And this just became a event that can't miss. It's been a fairly action-packed battle between these two. 52 just kind of pulls out of the way, decides it's not his time to race these two cars, let them two race each other, give us an exciting race. But Octavio still and just kind of cruising around about 4/10 to half a second back. It's been where he's been running about this entire little run, but Luke Turpin trying to make some space between those two cars. Sure, he's looking at it and it's probably like, how is he up there still? But there's just the way this is going. Is, you know, this race has been this entire time, really, at this point now. And it's becoming a very, very strong battle, as now Luke Turpin is now battling these lap cars again. Octavio Randaletto still, as Luke Turpin kind of misjudges it, has to get out of it. As Luke Turpin has contact. Luke Turpin, who's kept the car clean majority of the race, if he hasn't been hit at all, now does have contact with the 08. And caution is out in front of him as Luke Turpin and Octavio Randaletto barely get through it. Wow, we're going to have to go see what happened there. Because that almost had severe consequences for this battle. And this race between these two. Oh, Luke Turpin and Octavio Randaletto both had contact with the car of the 05. Now, what happened here was really the issue. So now we're going to have to go back and see what the 05 had. What happened to the 05 here. So, he was getting basically pushed into the corner by the 19. 05 already has the damage. The 19 just barely gets into him. And the 05 just kind of rolls around and has contact and gets hit by the leaders. Severe issues for this race between Octavio Randaletto and Luke Turpin. We're going to take a break. We'll be back here in a couple seconds here as the broadcaster needs to get a drink of water. Yeah, that's great. So, we're back here. We got our drink of water. We're trying to figure out now what damage do these two cars have. Let's go take a little camera. We don't see all that often now, but let's go see it here. It's gonna be the suspension camera on Luke Turpin. Once we can get there. And the front bumper cam. doesn't look like much damage to him. And if you, again, under yellow, we'll try to pick and choose some of the comments in the chat. See if we can see what happened here. See what you think about the damage between the 78 and the 454. Again, 78 doesn't have much damage whatsoever at all either. So, they may be good. But, man, that was a close one for both of them. Luke Turpin is our leader. Has been this entire race. It's looking like he's probably going to lead a few more laps here. So now he's not leading. Instead, he's going to see a couple laps, and he's leading now. Just the cars have had to figure out where they're going to be going. Luke Turpin's in the lead, followed by Octavio Rondaletto. The 0 car of PDJ Zeller, who's been here for the restarts, but kind of had to fall back. So now we got 3 cars falling back now.
Not going.
It's now we're gonna have to delay yellow once more. Race control decided they don't like that. What's going on there? He decided he had to do this. Now, race broadcasters, we got another. Us here at the broadcast booth, we see another spectator trying to get into the cameras in front of the cameras to balloon our shots. We'll get there. We get back right before the green comes back out. Okay, we're back here now. The pace cars are rolling off the field, rolling off the grid, and green flag is out. Luke Turpin gets a huge jump on the, not a huge jump, as everyone else just kind of had a little bit time to roll. 78 now of Octavio Rondaletto. We're gonna have to go back and see. Within about a bumper between these two cars, separate these two cars now. Octavio Rondaletto trying to make something happen here. He needs to get past Luke Turpin now if he's going to have it, as we've seen, if he's going to have a shot at it. Octavio Rondaletto has a little bit higher entry, has a little bit lower of an exit, and he's going to be gaining very minimal amounts on Luke Turpin here. He's going to try to go back up to the high side and see if he can try to make a little bit more of a run at him. And he can, but it will possibly not be enough. We have now 2 tenths about separate Luke Turpin and Octavio Rondaletto, as this has really been the battle for the lead and for the last race of the season. There's no points for these. There's no points that matter. It's just until next race. It's just gonna be what do you call them? It's just gonna be like bragging rights, and that's just gonna be the way it's gonna be. Now Octavio kind of falling back now. We've seen this every restart now. Octavio kind of falls back, and it starts posing some questions. Is he able to maintain with Luke Turpin? I think not. I think Luke Turpin just has a better car, as he does week in and week out here. And I think it's just going to be the way this race is going to go. Now, if you're regular to this channel, you may wonder, oh, why am I not in the car? I generally put my little in-car thing in. Well, I'm not racing this week. I decided to watch the battle between Octavio Rondaletto and Luke Turpin. That's what we're all here to watch, and that's what we're watching right now, luckily. It doesn't look like there's any damage on those two cars, somehow. But maybe it was like a little scratch or something on the paint, but that's all there was somehow, some way. That seems crazy enough as it is. But the 454, the 78 now are both separated by a car length. It's going to become a 2-car race, it seems like. It's looking more and more like a 2-car race, unless maybe someone else can have something happen. I think, you know what? I think I just thought of something. I think Octavio Rondaletto has a better higher temperature car. And I think Luke Turpin just has a better lower temperature car as now we're heading in the night. I think that's the difference. I think Luke Turpin's car just is a little bit better in the night. Could be wrong, but that's what it's seeming like now as Luke Turpin again is starting to pull away. But we got the 37 of Art Hendren in passing range to go another lap down, and they both get patted pretty quickly now. That didn't seem much of a challenge to either car. The 91, we have 191 laps in this thing, about 300. Getting close to go time now for some of these drivers who might not be already racing these two, or really any other driver than the 454 and the 78. It's about go time for all of them, because they have not been in the picture much this entire race now. The 454 of Luke Turpin has just been the leader. There isn't much to talk about that one. You know, we're just trying to continue on, and it's just becoming a longer race. So we got one to go on the pit road now. And sorry about that. We got our OBS up here. Sorry about that. That was not intended at all. Just decided to hop up in front of us, and Xavier Rondeletto has about a second gap now. And I think he's going to be under attack quickly. No, not really quickly. They're both kind of there. Now, let's go see here. Got Greg Holes now in P6 as he's trying to battle it out now. All these other cars, but is it going to be enough? Will it be enough time? We may never know. It's coming down to go time now. Now the 52 car is just trying to get by him. Or he's just trying to maintain his position at this point. I don't think there's going to be much to do. I think 52. Is it even for position? That's what I want to know now. Are many of these cars for position? But we'll have to see how that's going to go. 52. Trying to battle it out with whoever that is, with whom I assume it has to be for a position. As no, it is not for. 52 is 19th. And Greg Holes, I'm not quite sure who he's battling. Maybe the 25. I'm not really keeping tabs on who this all is. But he's just trying to battling it out now, and now that's who he's trying to battle out. The Bruce Hellmouth. He is 50. Or what car number is Bruce Hellmouth? I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. And Bruce Hellmouth is the 25 car. The 25 car is who he's trying to battle, which makes a lot of sense. But you know, it's hard to remember some of these car numbers. There's 30-something cars on the grid. You have to remember every one of them. Remember a few, not many of them though. As the 61 is driving away now from everyone. He's trying to race. Is now Bruce Hellmouth. He's trying to get away from a lot of other cars. I think I saw the 13 head down the pits. Yes, indeed, that was the 13. He's getting tires. He's getting right side tires, and let's go back to the battle of the 454 and the 78. 454 is about a second ahead of now of Octavia Rondeletto after a mistake that I didn't even pick up on, but I noticed way after it happened. Now, Bruce Hellmouth is now ahead of Patrick Sullivan, but really, he's trying to race the. There we go. He's trying to race the 61 of Greg Holes. Now, Greg Holes trying to make something happen again. He's trying to get ahead of 25 as much as he can, because that's a position that he doesn't want to give up, I'm sure. Luke Turpin still leading the race. Octavio Rondeletto about 8 tenths back behind him at the line. then followed by PJ Zillers, 2 seconds behind those two. And Kyle Schwartz, 3 seconds back, followed very far behind by Chase Johnson, 10 seconds back, then Greg Holes, and then Bruce Helmuth. This is where this kind of battle is right here. This 15 of Chase and Johnson. This is really the closest battle on the track right now, as we got the 16 going right into the 28. 16 going on to the 28, Stephen Rex. We're going back to Chase and Johnson. You may not remember him from any of my videos I made. As we hit 16 gets up into the 28. But he was just newer to the Xcal, and he didn't really make it through. He didn't make it through the heats the first time. His first outing with Xcal never gave up though. Came back out, and now he's running in the top 5 for this event, which is crazy. But as it is, we got a couple of retirees in this event. We'll get through those all at the finish line, as now we're over 2/3 of the way through this event of this 300 lapper. Lap 207 has been that we're on right now, and guess who's leading? If you're just joining us, it's been the really now for the last 100 laps, it's been pretty much the Luke Turpin show. Octavio it looked like Octavio at the start of the race had the Carter beat, and his state turned tonight. The track changed on him, and Luke Turpin, I think, stayed ahead on adjustments and finally got his run. But it's become a very, very one-sided event now, and Greg Holes, P6, he's having a good outing too here. Actually, a really good event, or a really good outing. But that's just the way it's going to be. I think for this way the event's going. It's now the 16 and the 28 are battling out at it again. The 16 is actually not even racing the 28 for position. The 28 is just making it difficult because he decides that he can. And just give me the way it is. As the 16, he gets loose. The 16 saves it, keeps it going straight, but he's going to lose a lot of time on the 28 now if that's who he's trying to get by. Again, Luke Turpin lapping the 84 now of Jeremy Leto. And that's just going to be the way it's going to be. So got all that going. It's been a very, very cool race to watch. And, it's a shame that Xavier Rondeletto is now, he's within a second now. So, and he's gaining on. Luke Turpin's having a hard time getting around these lap cars. You see Xavier Rondeletto, he's his last car in that little pack there, but the more that the faster Octavio gets around these cars, the faster he's going to get up to Luke Turpin. So, if Luke just keeps getting held up by his cars, the 53 just kind of gets out of his way. Got a little bit closer, though. And that's just the way it's going to be. It's been a fairly green race. I think we only had 4 or 5 cautions now. I haven't really kept count. But that's just the way it's been. And Luke Turpin just still setting the class of the field ahead of Octavio Rondeletto, who's now just cleared. Who's trying to race the 53 still, but doesn't quite have it yet. Now we have the 16 now. The 16 is trying to battle the 28 now, and he's the last car on the lead lap. So you can see Luke Turpin in the background is about straightaway away, but if you pay attention, you can see him. Now we got the 5 car, he's slow. We got, the 28 just got brake checked by the 16. The 16 maybe showing his displeasure just a little bit to the 28 now. And after that little move he made a few laps earlier, that's my best guess about what's going on there. Again, going back to this Luke Turpin battle. He is just, again, another second. He's just a second away from Octavio Rondeletto. And these lap cars, let's just go to our blimp cam. And let's actually go up to our other higher up camera. And you can see, well, we might not be able to see it yet, but there's cars ahead of them. And as soon as those cars get close to Luke Turpin, it might change. As there's a suspension cam. Here's the battle between first and second. When I look at the left front, there's their battle. You can see them as we have one blowing up in front of them. We have a car blowing up. That's going to be the 84 of Jeremy Leto. Tough break for him. He's going to have to go into the pits, and maybe they could possibly fix what's going on there. It looks like he's maybe dropped the cylinder. But maybe they can get it somehow patched up fast and maybe do something. But it looks like he's had a tough break. And now they're putting tires on the car, but I don't think that's going to help out much with the blown motor. You got the 454 now, Luke Turpin. He's now becoming the he's still gaining on Octavio Rondeletto now, 1.3 seconds in front of him. And that's just the way it's been. This again, Steven Rex. He's been in the way, it looks like, quite a few cars, and now Patrick Stolovan is ahead of him, but after a little bit of contact and horse play between these two, you know, it's not the place to be doing it. But now the 08 car is kind of in the pack, and as the 454 now is caught up to these cars. Now it would be interesting to see how much the 454 really loses. As now Octavio Rondeletto now 1.2 seconds, he's gaining on this 454. And as again, we are now trying to see what this does to the battle. And Octavio's had issues getting around this traffic, but you know, the traffic hasn't been easy for the 454 either. 454 might have the better car, but the traffic, having faster cars is only half the battle when it comes to these short tracks. Know how to get around these really, really tough traffic. As now the 37 and the 87 side by side in front of the 454, that's gonna not give much of an advantage to Octavio as he's going through traffic his own, and the 37 now just kind of pulls up the track, get out of the way. If Octavio, as the 37 spins the 28 on his lid, and the 28 is going to be. We're gonna get a camera on the 28 real fast. As he got rolled, and as you can see him, he's still going, but tough break for the 28 there, who had nothing to do with that collision. That I can remember. Then again, the collision could have also happened because of him, and he's going into pits. He decided he doesn't have to be dealing with this anymore. Now we got John Schwartz and Chase N. Johnson. Good run for the 15 machine, who was a very late entry into this event. We're going to have to go back to that race with the 0-1 and the 1. Sorry, 15 and the 0-1. 15 is just driving away. And that's what he needs to do. Or 15 is just driving up to the cars, hopefully he can get past them fast, and that's going to be a battle that he's going to watch, and there's a lot of other cars around him. 15 diving below the 0-1 as the 0-1 getting by him. Oh, the 15 is getting by him now. But 15 just keeping his cool. He's been keep in the race. You know, he's been a car that's wasn't really talked about much until he got up to the top 5, and then we got one in the grass, a pit exit. Looks like that's gonna be a car that's gonna be fine, but 15's just kind of driven away from the 4th place car of John Schwartz. Now Luke Turpin now 2 seconds ahead of Octavia Rondeletto as the 61 car of Greg Holes has gone into the wall. The 454 has gotten a 2-second lead, which is outstanding. But if you've known Xcal and you're watching this channel, because the other broadcast channel is not live, decided to go live, you may know that Luke Turpin is probably the best driver in Xcal, followed closely by possibly Kenny Tripp and Octavia Rondeletto. It's about a 3-way scrap between those two, and the 454 is just continuing on his way. Now, we got a battle now between these two cars, not for position, but you know, it's a battle between these two cars. And now PDJ Seller, 9th place. He's had a fairly long run car, or a short run car, and he's kind of fallen off again. It's been a long run as we come down to the closing stages of this race. The fourth place car of John Schwartz is now under attack by Bruce Helmuth. That's going to be a battle to see. Bruce Helmuth is in the 25. The 01 machine is in. Is in the 4th position, as you got another one going on pit road. Maybe this is going to be a thing. Octavia Rondeletto is now trying to get around now. Greg Holes, Octavio, not really having too good luck trying to get around these lap cars. He hasn't had good luck getting around those cars all night, and it's just what proved that. It's really what got him behind that bunch. The 2 car of Benjamin Eden. Now, a little bit sideways what he got going, and now John Schwartz, again, he's battled. And his little battle looks like he, maybe that car that was racing got was pitting, but we starting to have green flag pit stops now. And Luke Turpin is now 1.5 seconds behind, in front of Octavia Rondeletto. Sorry, he's in front of Octavia Rondeletto. And now, this is interesting. Now, my question is, what is he going to do? Because Octavia Rondeletto, he's been getting through this traffic now. Maybe they're letting him by now, starting to let him by a little bit more. I'm not quite sure myself. But it's not close enough for it to be considered a battle yet. Now, the 01 machine goes up the track just a little bit. John Schwartz as Chasen Johnson must have had a pit, and as the 3rd place car gets lapped, it's now the top two now are on the lead lap, 78 and the 454. Now Octavia Rondeletto is now. Octavia Rondeletto must be pitting here. He must be out of gas because, indeed he is. Octavia Rondeletto is pitting from his position. Let's get a onboard camera, keeping the revs up, trying to take off when he's able to. With these cars though, it takes the pit stop just a little bit longer. Now he's gonna keep the revs up, so when he's able to go, he's just able to go. Waiting for on gas now, and he's gonna be able to go. Now I got the 454. He's off and away. The 454 of Luke Turpin is now, I believe, the only car in the lead lap as he struggles to get on pit road. He gets on there, but just barely. That may be a penalty. We'll have to keep our eyes out for that one. Because now we're going to have to see the differential between Octavio and Luke. Since we have the time, since it takes a little while for these cars to go, let's just see that real quick. Did he... he slid in there. I'm not sure. It may be a penalty. As Luke Turpin is just getting his gas, and he has to go. If he's he may have that penalty. We don't know. It's something that now Luke Turpin's on P2. Luke Turpin has been passed, and by Octavio Rondeletto. I believe Luke Turpin may have had a penalty for unsafe pit entrance, or maybe there was just a difference in pit strategy. I'm not quite sure myself. We don't really have that type of information. Race control as Octavio Rondeletto does get a little bit of contact with the 53, but Luke Turpin loses about 7 seconds on this pit strategy. So that's not enough for a penalty, but he did lose a lot of time somehow. Maybe I think it has to do about the pit entrance, and that was a penalty of itself. Apparently, it seems like, as he's lost that much time. But we're not coming on. We're now just kind of watching Octavio Rondeletto, who has not had the fastest car, mind you, in this event. Let's see what he can do in the closing stages of this race. Is now 28 and 7 have been battling out, and now 78 is getting caught up in a lot of this traffic now. Let's see what the 78 does, because again, this has been the issue with the 78 of Octavio Rondeletto. He has not been able to clear these cars in a timely manner, allowing Luke Turpin to get up to him. But plus with him having a slower car, this may be the battle to watch. This may be an issue for him. Oh, as the 12 of Kenny Tripp gets a little sideways, he gets it going back straight, but that allows Octavio to get around him fairly quickly. We got cars battling side by side up ahead of him. Now, the differential between these two cars is going to be critical. Guys, we're going to have to see this real quick. Let's just get the nose cam here of Octavio Rondeletto. Let's see how he does this. He goes down low. He tries to get a little bit lower than the 9 car here. Octavio losing time though in the corner by doing that. He's trying to just make it a little bit different line than the 9. Make sure he doesn't get a run. Now we're gonna go back up to the chopper cam here, or to our little up in the air camera, and see what's gonna happen. Again, past the 20 with a little bit of without much struggle. He has lost about 7/10 of a second though on Luke Turpin. So just trying to get by the 85 now of Ryan Soper, who's just trying to get around him, and Octavio's trying to use as much of the racetrack as he can, just get around this 85. He knows he has to go, and he clears them into turn number 3. Now Octavio going down low of the 7. Octavio side by side at the 7. Yeah, now he's losing more and more time with the 454. He's not quite on our camera yet, or in our camera shot yet, but he will be shortly, as Luke Turpin is now about 2 seconds out from Octavio, and he's just gaining on him. Octavio now going down to the inside of the 28 of Steven Rex, who's had issues with other cars, but Octavio passing his cars fairly quickly, and Luke Turpin has had his progress slow down. Now he's actually losing time again. I say that as he gains more time on Octavio. So, as Octavio is just trying to get around these cars as fast as he can, I still think because he knows that he can't wait so much more time. As there's the 454. 454 is just getting the camera angle, camera shot now, as he's now 1.7 seconds behind Octavio. Luke Turpin has had the car beat the last 150 laps. Now 43 laps to go. What's going to happen? Luke Turpin, he's the last car in the camera shot now. That silver car with the number is 454. He's now 1.5 seconds behind Octavio. Octavio just running a different line. I think he's just trying to try something now here. Because this has been the difference between Octavio and Luke. Luke's now about 1.4 seconds behind Octavio. Now, he's gaining. This is probably a problem for Octavio. He probably doesn't know how much he's trying to find something. As Luke Turpin's now gaining about 0.2 a lap. Luke trying to just running his line because he knows he's catching. He knows it's working now. He's about 1 second out now between. Is the only difference between the 78 and the 454 after 454 had a very slow pit stop compared to the 78 of Octavio Rondeletto. Octavio is just kind of trying to run a line. It's a 454 now. It's 2 cars behind Octavio. You see Octavio in the little red, pink car. Then you have the 20 of Steven Rex in the orange car. He's giving way now to the 454 now. You have the maroon type car, and then you have this 454 of Luke Turpin. Now, these 2 cars are now. There's no car separating them, which is probably the worst case scenario for Octavio. Octavio's just trying to run laps now. He knows he has to go. And Luke Turpin has just gained more and more and more. That's what he's been doing. Now Luke is about 0.6 away from Octavio. Progress has been stalled out by a little bit, as again he gains a lot more time. But this has just been the difference between these two. Luke Turpin now 0.4 of a second behind Octavio Rondeletto. And with the traffic, he has to slow himself up just a little bit more. And it's just been the way this race has gone. I think the progress has stalled out for Luke Turpin though. Again, I always say this stuff, and then he just kind of gains a little bit more. Each way that lead now, it's about 1 car length. 1 car length is all it separates the 78 and the 454. This is going to be the battle of the race. Now, and sorry about that, my OBS decided just to open up again. Now, here they go. The 454, now at the tail of the 78. These 2 have been the best in the field this entire race. The 78 goes up higher to the 454, makes a lower line of the 454, but the 454 is still stayed there. He's just trying to run the same line, trying to get in his way, slow him up. His last 34 laps. I don't think he will make it though, unless something drastic changes. Because as of now, the 454 is leading, is currently catching this 78, and he's been much faster than the 78. So that tells you he may not be speed. He may just not have a faster car. Now, let's continue this though, because the 454 runs a little bit of a lower line than the 78. 78. No, the 454 tries to go down low, tries to take that low line now. Underneath the 78 won't work. The 78 does pull away, as the 84 has had his engine repairs from many laps ago now. He's finally back up on the track. They're losing a cylinder earlier in the event. 454. It's just trying to find his way around the 78. Or maybe he knows. Maybe he's just kind of trying to save his tires. Maybe he knows that he's pressuring the 78. Maybe he doesn't want to get around the 78. But 30 laps. It's coming up now with 30 laps to go. He's gonna have to try and make his move eventually. It's not gonna be all that long. It's 4:54. Trying something. Doesn't have anything. Now, this may be an issue. Oh, the 37 is in the grass. The 37 is in the grass. That shouldn't bring out a yellow. But this will be such a big turn of this event. As again, these are the only two cars on the lead lap. These two have been the very best of the field. And the battle is just getting better and better. Because now the 454 kind of slows himself down just a little bit. It makes he knows he's going to get into him. I'm not quite sure the reasoning behind that is now actually I made a mistake. This 00 car, PDJ Zeller, is on the lead lap, but he's 17 and a half seconds back. Now, Octavio Rondoletto and Luke Turpin are still battling out now with 28 to go. The countdown is now on, I think, for Luke Turpin. I think he's just kind of playing with him at this point. I don't think he's trying to pass. I think he's trying to let Octavio burn up his tires. If you want my opinion, I think that's what he's trying to do. Because if you look at him, he's just kind of holding back. He's not really trying to run on a very aggressive line. He's just kind of running a line behind him, trying to stay behind him, because I think that's what he's going to try to do. Now, here's the question though, will 78 make a mistake? Maybe that's also what the 454 is trying to hope for, or Luke Turpin is trying to hope for. These two don't make mistakes often, but we've already seen it from both of them already today. Will it happen again? That's what we're going to have to know. As now Luke Turpin gets right back up to his bumper again, or Octavio's bumper again. Octavio trying to make something. There goes the 454. There's the movement we're waiting for. As they make contact, the 454 on the inside has made contact, run up on the 78. 78's up on the wall, and the 454 is now driving away from Octavio. That was the movie I've been waiting for. I knew it was going to happen. I knew Luke Turpin was just kind of staying behind him, letting him burn up his tires, and then he just kind of took off. As now both of them are having the drive, now Luke Turpin is just kind of driving away from Octavio, but there is traffic ahead of him. Traffic's been the problem this entire race. Now, will the 84? How will the 84 play with these two cars? The 84 was like many laps down. He's just going to get out of the way. 84 is 58 laps down, which is probably not where he wants to be, but that's where he is now. The 15 just kind of does the same thing, kind of gets out of his way. Just calls it the way it is. And now the 454 driving away. He's not really driving away from Octavio, which is an interesting factor of this. Is Octavio found something in the setup? I doubt it, but has Octavio found something, or is it that Luke Turpin is slowing himself back down? Either one is possible. But Luke Turpin's not catching the 20 now of Jose Gaudino. He's gonna have to. As they may have made contact. Someone in that camera shot made contact. I do know that. I don't know who it was. I didn't quite catch it in time. But Octavio and Luke Turpin are still battling with each other. Because Octavio still really hasn't left Luke Turpin. Now, I would have thought as soon as Luke Turpin got around him, he would have been gone. But he's not. Which makes it a better broadcast, but also, tries to make it interesting. As the 78 gets back up to the bumper of the 454, will he try to give it back some form of payback for the move that 454 did, where he just kind of went down low of him. As the 78 gets low of the 454, but there's not much that happens there. I'm saying though, if we see maybe a move late in the race where maybe he does the same thing, gets right up into him and shoves him out of the way, could be. It was not the cleanest pass in the world, so that could be it. But again, we're gonna have to see how this goes. As again, my OBS decides just to randomly open up. But now we're seeing the 61 now. The 61 is kind of pulling out of the way for these two cars, and they're just gonna keep on driving. Octavio and Luke. Octavio's still trying something. He's still trying to make a move. And maybe Octavio let him by. I don't know. It just seems interesting to me that Octavio hasn't been left behind in dust as Luke Turpin would just keep on going. It's almost surprising to me. It's just 15 laps to go in this event. 15 to go. This race has gone by in a hurry. We have not had many yellows. As Octavio gets up into the wall. Octavio Rondelletto, 78. Gets up into the wall, and he's gained, though. He's gaining some time in the corners. Oh, now he's losing a lot of time. Maybe Luke Turpin just hit the gas and decided to go. Here's the little end card of Luke Turpin. Let's just see what he does. So right now, Luke Turpin, he's running that little outside white line into the center of the corner where he kind of straddles the white line in turn 2, basically. Now going into 3, he does the same thing. He kind of goes higher than that, though. And he goes like that. Now let's see what the Octavio does. Octavio's trying to catch up to Luke, though. So Octavio, now he's in a little bit of traffic, so this might be a little different. He goes all the way down low now, the 53. Which I think is crazy. And Octavio just kind of keeps running the little inside line, but that's not going to save him time. Now let's see what he does this lap. He runs a bit of a lower line. He doesn't get over that white line. Now, he's still trying to do something here. Now, he has to get by the 2 and the 5, so he might try to do something different now. Now he's going to go up higher that white line, and 3 and 4. Now, we're coming up to 10 to go. 10 to go this time by. And now, Octavio's just trying to get low of him. This is not saving him time. I know what this track race is like. I know this is not the way that this track is supposed to be raced. Is now Octavio is losing much more time than I'm sure he wants to in this event. But it's just kind of been the way the race has gone, and it's just kind of how it's going to be. As Octavio is just falling behind now. He's 2 seconds back. Luke Turpin. This is the car I've been waiting to see this the last 50 laps. Luke Turpin has just pulled away from Octavio. And now he's just kind of leaving him in the dust. Now, I was expecting to see this earlier in the event, but no. That's just been the way the race has gone. 7 laps to go. 7 laps to go in this 300 lap event, and this is what it came down to. It is Luke Turpin, Luke Turpin, and Octavio Rondelletto, as Octavio might be pitting here. Yeah, Octavio's pitting. Now, this is a change I didn't expect. Maybe they have to pit. I'm not sure myself. I thought they were good to go, but maybe that extra little bit of fuel from that little extra time loss from Luke Turpin, maybe he was just trying to top off on gas. Maybe Octavio was underestimated the amount of gas he needed. Now that's something I didn't expect. As Octavio just kind of got gas and go, and he decided to take off. Luke Turpin, though, is just kind of taking off now with 5 laps to go in this race, as he's the only car on the lead lap. And 5 to go. Luke Turpin, he's had the car he's really had the best car on the track, I think, in the last 200 laps. I think he's probably been the best car. Yeah, he was really been the best car this last half of the race for sure. And I don't think Luke Turpin has to pit. I think maybe that's what he was doing. I know I was trying to figure out what he was doing behind Octavio for so long. Maybe he was just saving his extra 3 or 4 laps of gas. I don't know how much gas he would save from all that, but he didn't pass him. That's all I know. He didn't pass him until a very calculated amount of time. And I do think that there may have been something to that. Maybe he was saving his tires. Who knows? I'm not the one driving the car. I don't know everything about what he was doing. Maybe he just took the extra gas because, again, we also do know he lost 7 seconds on pit road. While part of that was a bad entry in pit road, that was also he also shouldn't have lost 7 seconds as we come up to the white flag this time. White flag to go in this event. And Luke Turpin is going to most likely win this event in case something extraordinary happens, which I don't foresee happening. But coming out of turn 4 for the final time, Luke Turpin finishes on the top spot. And a well-deserved win. And he's definitely won that one. I can't really say that he didn't deserve that one. You can't go about and say that. Because it's just not true. Luke Turpin deserves the win. He's had the best car this part of the race, and there's Luke Turpin, your winner of the Xcal Racing Last Stand 300 feature. Now, you see the winner doing his burnouts as he is just going and celebrating his victory. He's going to head down with the crew and figure out what he's going to do, and then we're going to look at our results. Our results, after 300 laps of this, Luke Turpin, your winner, followed by Octavio Rondoletto and Patrick Sullivan. Then Bruce Helmoth, PJ Zeller, Greg Holes, Kenny Tripp, Benjamin Eden, William Karp, and Chasen Johnson. Then, for the second half of the top 20, Jeff Edgar, Ty Batchelder, Danny Ware, Cody Jones, Josh Rogers, Mari Scazzillo, Ron Walters, Ryan Soper, Jose Gaudino, and John Schwartz. For your last time in the top 30, Stephen Rex, Arthur Hendren, John Friley, Jeremy Leto, Garrett Colson, Aiden McConaughey, Jordan Babinger, Darren Snyder, and here's basically your retirees: Brandon Varney, Mark Royce, Paul Coleman Jr., Johnny B., Travis Sukup, Pedro Huiz By-Ones, William Perry, and Kendrick Cryer. Rounds out your finishing order. And really, that was the event for everybody to enjoy. That was a very exciting event. So now we have the Demolition Derby. The Xcal Racing Demolition Derby happens after every race. Here they go, lined up. We're going to turn off the little ticker, and they're going to also turn off the flags. Oh, not green flag. We're just going to highlight all that. Here they go. I'm going to wait for them to get the word to go. There's no interviews, so they should get ready to go fairly quickly here. And, we got the remaining cars lined up. There's not many of them. Cars that have plenty of gas, and they decided that they are more happy to finish. They're going to be doing this. They're going to be running in the Demo Derby. Let's see who finishes the top spot. We got many of them who just kind of lined up. You got actually quite a few cars. I didn't expect there to be this many cars, but I guess the more you can get, the better it is. A bunch of them lined up here, hoping to partake in the Demo Derby race. I'm sure Racing Shows are trying to get them all lined up correctly. And I think he's just kind of explained the rules and such. I think I'm not quite sure. I'm not patched into the race control audio. But once they figure out what's going on, there's no post-race interviews, so because I'm not set up for that. I just set this all up in 2 hours and gonna patch up all the issues later on. And while we're waiting here, I guess we can go and see our feed. We got K Varn for 13. Thank you for the subscriptions to the channel. It's well appreciated. Now we're just kind of waiting along for the demo derby. They're all lined up. You got the inside wall. You got the outside wall. I remember this race because of the demo derby. That was the actual race and then the actual demo derby. But yeah, this race last time we went there. Last time we went here, it was a long event, very long event, 200 laps, and it was the same, probably about the same amount of time. And that's all on my YouTube channel, same channel this is now. And we're just waiting for Race Control to start talking about this, and here we're just gonna patch in the Race Control audio.
For the demo, we could, I guess we'll get the demo started because I'm not 100% sure on Xcal. For all I know, it could have fallen out by lap 15, and this whole time I got nothing. We'll see.
No, well, apparently he's waiting on me, but I didn't know that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, go ahead, Luke. We'll get this here started. Drivers,
Yeah.
this is our final demo derby of 2020. We're going to go into the last car, still moving under its own power. If you get yourself turtled, you can ask for help. Maybe somebody will come and help you out. Maybe they won't. Winner of the demo derby will receive a $5 coupon for anything opted in the Xcal Racing web shop. As it's the end of the year and all the coupons are basically expiring, we will push this one out till the end of January for you. All right, drivers, it appears Luke is out of gas, so let's count these down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Demo go!
Well, there goes the
That is
field.
the nicest demo start I've seen you guys pull. Like, you actually were all across from one another. That looked good. Most of the time, you're all fucking spread out. Looks like grandma's missing teeth or whatever, but...
Well, there we go. There's the demo derby. We got a lot of them. We got one over there. We got them all. We got one upside down on his roof. We got many of them. Racing about. It's just fun to watch. And I think on this note, we're gonna watch the demo derby. Got another one. I think it's still on his lid. He just got back up, but I think on this note, we're gonna end the broadcast. Thank y'all for watching. Until next time, y'all have a good one. And if you're all interested in watching racing the Xcal race, I'll put the link in the chat. But the car I was watching got a bunch of them upside down now. But I think I'm gonna put the link to the website of this league on the broadcast, and there we go. Thank y'all for watching. Until next time, you all have a good one. This was